right, so as you guys know, the UFC was launched in 1993, 30th anniversary. So here we are. What a festive atmosphere, Robert, here in Perth this week, huh? My God.
This is absolutely unbelievable. You guys are absolutely killing it with the energy. The turnout would have to be one of the loudest and biggest turnouts I've seen for a fight. The support for the open workouts, for the weigh-ins, for the Q&As. You guys are just about at every event. I've seen one bloke here about 7 times. Like, you guys are killing it. Good job. Let's get it.
Hey, Ty, been an interesting week. I know you've been all over the place doing backflips. This is your nation, and it's been a pretty festive week for you as well.
Let's fucking party! Hey, Shay!
Kai, your thoughts on everything that this week has held here as the UFC gets back to Australia?
Man, I was gutted I couldn't be a part of this card. I actually had an injury, so unfortunately, but happy to be here. You know, this is exciting, just being a part of this, you know, and just privileged to represent you guys on the world stage. You know, these Anzacs, we're taking over, baby.
Hey, Shay.
And Kyle, the veteran statesman up here, I know you've been there, you've done that. The sport has changed a lot, but got to be pretty cool for you to be back in this environment and feel this energy.
Yeah, the energy's been absolutely awesome, you know. It's great to be back here. It makes me want to fight again. I know I can't, I'm too old now, too busted up, but, you know, the crowd's been phenomenal, so it's good.
Really is amazing where the sport is. I remember when Robert Whittaker, go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. Before 6 of you stand up and say, hey, Rob, I came here because I bought tickets because you were fighting, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault this time. Like, enjoy the show. I'll still be there. I'm still here. I'm in Perth, but yeah, apologies. So just to save you that question.
And that's probably a good reminder for me. I'm supposed to let you guys know that we can't do autograph and photo requests as much as I know these guys would love to break down and do that. We're going to get some media questions here. I was just going to say, I remember when Robert Whittaker, of course, made his debut against Bradley Scott on the Gold Coast. He still had 1990 in his social media handles, and now look at him. So very excited to be here. Do we have our first media question as I look out into the crowd? Anybody? Any brave souls? All right, we have microphones on either side. Fans and media alike, feel free, I guess, to come down. Let's go, young man. What do you got?
Go. When are you coming to Perth to bring that title back to Australia, baby, and make it up to the Perth fans?
I assume you were talking to me because you were eyeballing the hell out of me the whole time. He's one of the guys that bought a ticket. But yeah, mate, it would be a dream. I still owe Perth a fight, and I stand by that. It is something I do think about. I am here, I'm doing as much as I can, but as soon as possible, that's the answer, as soon as possible. My direction is always towards the gold, so as soon as possible.
Love it, you're the man.
Well, I find it hard to believe that we're not going to have any other brave souls, but I am going to ask these guys about the main event. Do we have somebody, young man? No?
Have a go with the questions, guys. Have a go.
Hey, John.
Everyone's putting their hands up. You got to go and fucking get on the mic. It's not school.
Get up, brother.
We'll get to you in 1 second, okay? First, go ahead.
John, a wee question for you here. Can you ask Dino when he's going to bring the next event to Sydney?
I will try.
This year!
I'm telling you, hey, we've got a fucking arm and leg to fucking be here, but I'll tell you what, it's well fucking worth it.
All I can tell you is I do believe the company hopes with every intention to come back to Australia in 2023, later this year.
To Sydney, yeah?
No comment.
Hey, Bomb, can I have your hat? I'll wear that all fucking day.
I've got a question for Rob.
Don't ask me for any of my shit. I'm not as generous.
Rob, how did you get to be quite so sexy?
Mate, I'll let you in on a secret, mate. Got a little Lebanese barber in Camden, threads the hell out of me eyebrows, pulls out the string, goes, and boom, look at it. Look at me shine, mate.
We'll go back over here. What do you have, sir?
Heaviest hitter you've all faced? And second part, can anyone hook me up with any VIP tickets or?
I was waiting for this.
Kyle, we'll start with you down there. Can you recall the hardest puncher or striker you ever faced?
For me, it had to be Hector Lombard. I fought him once. He's a little nugget, small, massive, hit like a train, but I was able to withstand it, so probably Hector.
For me, not fighting-wise, but just training in general, Volko, the hardest hitter I've trained with. So.
Ty.
Probably Mark Hunt.
The lead horse.
That's a safe one. Bar the guys that finished me, probably Gastelum. He just had some heavy hands from like no range.
Thank you. Back over here.
I just want to say thanks for coming out here too. Just stoked to have you here, even if you aren't fighting. But Tai Tuivasa, I want to know, where's the after party on Sunday, mate?
Drink west.
I got to check the Instagram. The lookout, that's you. That's Shay. I'll be there from, there's no fucking signal service, whatever it is. Yeah, the lookout, that's where I'll be at.
No worries for the plug, mate. Have a good one.
Yeah, Shay.
Question for Rob. When are you going to get your hands on Costa and knock that bitch out?
Mate, I wanted to get my hands on him this weekend. Like that was the plan. I was so excited for that fight. I had a lot of plans for it. I thought it would have been a really killer, stellar fight. Would have put on a killer show for you guys, but it is what it is, you know.
He's a fucking pussy. Fuck that cunt.
Back over here, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Robert. I have a question for you. Came over from Germany to here to ask you this question. Are you going to fight Khamzat?
You know what? Like, I only found out about his tweet 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I am down to fight anybody. The only thing for me is that my objective has never changed or wavered. It's the UFC gold. So every step that I take forward has to be in that direction. You know, I'm hoping Izzy or Pereira falls down the steps, you know, and then I slide in. It's one of those things. It's just a bit of a weird time at the moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
My question's for Kyle. Not many people know, but you used to train with Steve Irwin. I wonder if you've got any good sparring or training stories that you can about Steve.
Yeah, Steve loved training. Before he'd do an interview, he'd get me to punch him in the guts a few times because he didn't want to talk to anyone, so that'd get him hyped up for it. Or he'd just come charging at me and ask me to knock him out a few times. But the man was an animal. He loved fighting.
I have a particular story. Can you tell the one where he said, what would happen if I just came at you like I was in a bar and just swing wild punches?
Yeah, when he first started to learn how to fight, he didn't quite understand. He's like, what happens if I just come charging at you? If I throw haymakers, he's still going to be able to get out of the way and do it. And I was like, well, you come at me and I'll see if I can outpoint you and strike you. And then he just come charging with haymakers and I was able to jab him and put a right on him and dropped him to a knee. And then he'd get up and charge at me again. And after the second time I dropped him, he's like, all right, I see how it works now. We're going to get back to technical stuff. Thanks, Kyle.
Rob, we've come all the way from Cronulla, Sydney.
Fuck, here we go.
Represent.
Here we go.
Live athletic. Just
there it is.
Even though we missed out on tickets, but that's all right. You know, you might still have some hope. And my question is just for all the boys: why do you think MMA has just exploded in Australia recently, and that we're flying all over Australia just to see you guys?
Mate, it's because we're producing this sort of stuff here.
Because we smack cunts.
We produce the best fighters in the world, and that's facts. That's facts. We produce the best fighters in the world.
Yeah, that's it. So,
thank you.
I've got a question for the three active fighters, so Rob, Tai, and Kai. If you were the matchmakers, if you could choose your next fight, could we get a call out from all three of you? Start with Rob.
No. I want to fight either Israel or Pereira. Like they're the guys. That's the fight I want. Whoever's holding that gold belt. So it's Pereira at the moment. That's who I want.
Tai, Kai, any names on the tip of your tongues?
tough question. You know, my last fight against Moreno, it was close. Arguably I was probably winning, but you know, he landed that shot. But it just showed that I'm right there with the best guys in the world. So Moreno, third time's the charm. Let's get it.
All the cunts who have beat me already.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thanks, guys, for coming down. Really appreciate it. You're missing one person on stage, though. You've got another living legend, John Wayne Parr, up the back here, that should be on stage here. There is John Wayne Parr. Come down the front and sit with these legends like you deserve. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Rob. Heartbroken you couldn't fight. Appreciate you guys so much. I was at the post-fight conference where there was a fella that had travelled 4 different locations to see you, and I wanted to shout him out as well. That poor fella's heartbroken. We're all heartbroken you're not here fighting. Appreciate it, Rob.
Thank you very much, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The voice of the people, that cunt.
The question for Bam Bam. What is your thoughts on the fight with John Jones and Cyril Gane?
Ooh, it's going to be a good fight. I want to have a crack at both of them again, so yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a hard fight for Cyril, but John Jones has been out of the game for a little bit, so we'll see.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, so Rob, when you regain the title 185, how many defences are you planning until you move permanently up to 205?
The move to 205 is something that's like in the works for later down. It's hard to say. I'm so good at 185 though, you know. And I've thought this. I've thought about going up before, but I'm doing so well. You know.
Question for Bam Bam. Which one of these cunts is getting knocked the fuck out next? And Johnny Anik, we fucking love ya!
I don't know. Hopefully not me.
Back over here. Go ahead, man.
Rob, during the week, Islam was pissed off that Dana forgot his name. How do you think he's going to react when he forgets his own name after Vog smashes his face in?
I assume not very well.
Yeah, question for Rob. I was just curious, since Costa bitched it, why didn't the UFC offer you a replacement?
Mate, yeah, I guess that's the $1 million question, because obviously you saw the likes of Sean Strickland just jumping straight in after a week's notice. It's obviously they had other designs for where they want me to fight and when they want me to fight. Again, I guess it kind of aligns with my whole goal setting, is that I'm heading towards UFC gold. That is what I'm hunting and what I'm looking for. So anyone that's not in the way of that isn't really on the radar.
Cheers, bro. Thanks.
Thank you. Go ahead, young man.
Question for Tai. Out of all the people you fought, is there anyone that you'd like to have another crack with? Like
everyone who's beat me.
Fucking no.
I would like to verse the Russian who beat me last. I think if I took that on a better frame of mind or whatever, I reckon. But I'd love to run that one back.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Sergey Pavlovich, I believe.
Yeah, him.
My question's for Rob. Obviously, we've got Izzy versus Pereira 2 coming up in the coming months. A lot of people think you're going to be the man to take the belt of Pereira. Do you think you're a better matchup against Pereira compared to Adesanya against him?
I do believe that I have like a larger skill set to fight Pereira with. I am not underestimating Pereira's stand-up ability at all. He is a phenomenal fighter. I think there are a lot of little things that he does stand-up-wise that a lot of the fans can't appreciate. That fight between Adesanya and Pereira was one of the highest level fights I've ever seen in terms of the stand-up caliber. But I do have a lot of faith, especially after coming off that second Adesanya fight, what I gained back from that fight, in my own skill set and how complete it is and how well I can utilise it against someone like Pereira.
Thank you. Back over here, yes.
Okay, guys, welcome aboard. Hey, couple of questions, if you don't mind. I'll take two. Can I get a prediction from all of you around the main event and what round Volk's going to finish Islam?
Kyle, let's start with you. Alexander Volkanovski, Islam Makhachev, which way you going and how does it end?
I got Volkanovski winning in the third.
Yeah.
Hopefully via submission.
Kyle, what do you think?
You know, trained with Volkanovski, pound for pound, one of the strongest top games ever. So I feel like he's going to get a finish, probably the third. Yeah.
Ty, what
I don't know. Just hopefully I can see straight by the time the fight comes around.
You're going to miss it for sure.
We starting early Sunday, baby. You know what time we are.
Oh, mate, it's a hard test. It's a hard test. You could see the size difference when they paired up here after they were hydrated a little bit, that there's a quite significant muscle density advantage and height difference. It's going to be a hard fight for both guys. I guess the biggest thing, and this is something I've spoken on before, is just like you don't know how good Islam is because he's running that same thing Khabib had. It's like, oh, well, so-and-so will be the test for him. But then he goes out and smashes him. And then you're like, well, he hasn't gone up against the defense of so-and-so. And then he smashes him. Then he retires undefeated. Like, you know what I mean? You're kind of always chasing how good he is. And I don't know why that is. So I guess that's the biggest mystery marker why it's hard to really give a clear, defining answer. Because you don't know how good he is.
So Volk in round one.
So Volk in round one.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he going on about that whole time?
All right, we're going to go back over here, and just so you know, we got about 5 minutes more with these athletes, so we'll try to clear out as many of these questions as humanly possible. Go ahead.
My question's for all members of the panel. Do you guys all think that all we've seen the turnout here is amazing all weekend? Do you guys think Australia deserves at least maybe one show per year and maybe even get a New Zealand show somewhere down the line?
We're going to Sydney this year, I'll fucking tell you right now. We're going to Sydney.
Yeah, did you say like a Perth card once a year or an Australian card once a year? Perth card? Come on, mate. Maybe somewhere a little closer. I think Sydney, Melbourne be all right as well.
Yeah, I think we deserve 4 or 5 shows a year here in Australia. You know, like look at the crowd, look at the audience we bring in. Yeah, one in each state.
It is about time that UFC come back to New Zealand though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, don't remember, we've been fucking locked down for 2 years too.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Anzac takeover is in full effect, and for me, I mean, you can be sure you all will be a performance enhancer for us on the sticks tomorrow night. There's nothing like calling fights here, so hopefully we'll be back later this year and 2 times next year as well. Thank you, brother.
I've got a question for Ty. If the opportunity was thrown at you, would you fight John Jones?
Tomorrow. And probably blind too.
Thank you.
Hey guys, first thanks for coming back to Australia, but just not back to Australia, to Perth. We flipping appreciate it here. It's awesome. It's been 5 years since you were here. Joking aside, when do you think we can expect you back? Because we love it.
I don't have any inside information, despite what some of you may think, but I gotta think, given this turnout, given this response, this was one of the single hottest tickets in UFC history. I feel pretty convicted in saying we'll be back here next year, so.
I reckon 2 months. All right, leave it with me. 2 months.
Tomorrow.
All right, so Robert, first question is for you. So McGregor is coming back to 170, and he looks absolutely monster. Since you were 170 like a while ago, are you willing to come down and make the weight cut and face McGregor eventually?
No, I am not. Because, have you seen it size me, brother? Look at these arms, mate!
I mean, it's a rare panty, and I might as well take a check. And
mate, I would have to stop eating from now to make that weight division. Like, there's just no way. There's no way.
Okay, lovely. Also, I want to thank you because you have been a true inspiration to me. So thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you, mate.
And one more question. Bam Bam, Are we going to see Shui on the stage?
Whoever that kid over there gave me his shoe, that was fucking stinking. It was stinking.
Stinky shoe, I could see it. It was worn out.
So no sushi? No?
Well, I don't have beer, I don't have shoes, so I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I get this beer and the drink? Come on.
All right, well, as we await the beer, if we can get that coordinated, I'm sure Ty would participate, but I do want to try to clear out as much of the queue as I can.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Go ahead, young man.
My dad's at home watching. Stephen Robertson couldn't come.
Bam, bam! We got it right here, brother!
The shoes are off.
Let me hear you pump!
Look at those shoes. They've seen some miles.
Ty is very good at that. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wondering. Next time you see Dana White, would you ask him if he could have an arm wrestle with my dad? Because when my dad has a bit to drink, that's all he talks about. Yeah.
You talking to me?
What? No. Next person to see Dana White, tell him to arm wrestle my dad. That's
all right, that will be the first thing I tell Dana the next time I see him, okay?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions as well. I'm a greedy cunt. First one's for Kai. Kai, what was your thoughts on the Moreno-Figgy fight in Brazil?
Yeah, it was a good fight. Moreno showed his dominance and made Figgy look pretty easy. So it makes our fight look a lot better, because it was a lot closer. But it's a good thing, Figgy's going up to bantam. Kind of clears the division, lets new life. I think Pantoja might have the next shot. Then I got next. So let's get it.
And last one for Rob. Rob, what is it with Vettori with the fight in Paris? He seems to just get in front of people, but he don't do a lot. I don't know what it is. Fight with Izzy, fight with you. I don't know whether it's your styles, but he doesn't seem to do a lot. Vettori.
I'm sure he would have if I've given him a chance. I was punching him a lot. It was kind of putting a spanner in the works.
Yeah, that's it. All good. Bam Bam as well. I thought I saw you yesterday going into David Jones. I was like, what the hell are you doing down there at 11 a.m.?
Fucking, I don't know either.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you, brother. All right, don't shoot the messenger, but we have time for one more question on each side, I'm being told. So, young man, go ahead.
So, Rob, I was just wondering if you could knock Israel Adesanya out for me, please.
I'll do it for you.
Fuck that guy.
I'll do it for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I'll try anyway. I did try the last time too, just in case you weren't aware.
So also, I want to become a UFC fighter one day. What would you tell my dad if you had the chance in my position? What would you tell him if I wanted to become one?
Become a UFC fighter?
I want to become one day.
Train hard.
Easy.
Train hard, mate. Simple. Like, that's it. You just got to work hard.
For you.
Work hard. Me?
Yeah.
Look at the size of you, mate. What are you talking about?
Love you, Rob.
I love you too, bro. Have a good one.
What would you tell my dad?
All right, final question. Go ahead, sir.
G'day, guys. Welcome to Perth. Love having you here. It's a shame that you won't find this card, Rob, but how do you reckon the card will go for Pereira versus Adesanya? How do you reckon the fight will go?
I've spoken to a couple of guys on this. Like, obviously, everyone's curious for my take on it. It all depends on how Adesanya's taken the last loss, really, because losing again, in the MMA after Pereira's come in and he's done his whole thing, and then losing in that fashion might play on his mind, or it could swing the entire other way and free him up completely. Like, the worst has already happened. Already took a loss. So now he's going in as the challenger, hungry, free of all that weight and pressures. You know, we might see a much more free and relaxed Adesanya. Who knows?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All the best. Can't wait for tomorrow.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Thank you guys all for coming out. Can we hear it once more for the athletes? Robert Whittaker, Tai Tuivasa,
Thank you so much.
Kara-France and Kyle Noke.